Hello everyone, welcome to Frag-o-Matic. This is day 3 of Frag-o-Matic, the Prison Edition, and we're bringing you the loser bracket finals between Divinity Gaming and I think MSZ 0?
Yeah, MSZ 0. We have been casting a few of these teams the last few days, especially Divinity Gaming. We've been following all the way from the upper bracket down to the loser bracket, and now they actually are getting back into the final to fight back to the finals, actually face the Judges Series team, Lowland Lions White. So this is going to be quite a match. So the winner of this one is going to be going up against this Judges Series team to actually win the tournament. Of course, this is going to be a best of 3, and so it's going to be the ultimate finals. However, the Lions already have one win.
So because Lowland Lions got through the winner bracket finals, or the upper bracket, they get off on a 1-0 advantage, so they only need to win the one game to win the entire tournament. So like, it's a little bit of pressure on the team that's going to advance, but it might be a little bit of pressure towards Lowland Lions as well because they don't get to like practice much. Like,
this is one of the last big matches before the Challenge Series actually kicks off live, so if they would lose this one, it will be pretty hard. Yeah, it will be pretty hard for them. So
they're just gonna like hype this result.
So they'll have to deliver. Yeah, we're gonna hype this up. I mean, Lions, you better deliver. So, but now we're actually having a different match. Now we have, of course, the Divinity Gaming. On the red side, and MSZ 0 is actually on the blue side. Band-wise, the Victor to go against Cromwell here. We have seen a lot of Victor playing him. Really good as well, so he's not going to play him.
I see another champion that's locked in I really like, Sejuani.
Yeah, so Sejuani, he's one of those guys, he's really down your street. Yeah, well, the gamers like just really down your street, right?
Yeah, true.
He plays the champions. He's actually not the typical jungler. He's a jungler that really likes, is more like the supportive jungler. Yeah. Like, he likes to play champions that support his team, go for objectives, instead of going all aggressive. However, the God Brother is like the total opposite. Yeah. He's like this assassinating, jungling guy that goes into your into your jungle trying to kill you off.
So yeah, to give the best comparison, it's like one jungler is like Lee Sin and the other is a Moo.
Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly how these players are. It's going to be very interesting. God Brother has to be careful. Last time he actually went into the jungle, actually got killed. So he has to be very careful. Jenna being banned, I see it a lot against Finitive here. Irelia is, I don't know.
Irelia is just really one of the strongest top laners at this point because other champions got nerfed and she didn't really like bless Morello for that one, I guess.
Well, I guess Irelia will never be nerfed. Not enough.
Not enough, but Irelia is one of those champions that really like does her own thing, and like if she gets going, she doesn't need a whole bunch to be useful. Like, she kind of rolls into her own mid to late game state naturally, whereas other champions, they're really more item dependent than her. But Irelia is the safe farm, and it will always be useful to some degree. Like,
it does mean, however, that Gnar is still open. People want to pick up, and Gnar is very good against Irelia so far. Rek'Sai being banned out just in case. I have not really seen a lot of Rek'Sai these days.
I have called out a Twisted Fate pick somewhere.
And an Italy ban is, of course, to ban out the God Brother. He's been playing a lot of Italy and Lissandra well. So Nami and Sejuani. Grave Sona, that's one of the old combos. Used to do a lot of damage. Sona has been nerfed these days, but still, at level 6, that's a lot of damage coming right your way. Sadly, we don't have DJ Sona yet.
No, we don't. But like, I do like the other Sona skins. Like Arcade Sona is still out there.
They're awesome.
They're awesome. So,
Xerath being stolen here from Cromwell as well, so he has to play a different one. Has no Victor either, so seems to be hoovering over Orianna instead.
Yeah, Orianna Sejuani is still a very potent combo. Like, you can throw the ball onto Sejuani, she can Arctic Assault and pick up.
Or Gnar.
Or give it to Gnar, either of them. I'm actually surprised Gnar got picked so late in the pick and ban phase. It's either because DG doesn't want to pick it doesn't want to pick it first, so they kind of want the other team to pick it first, so then they can pick the counter to it, which is most likely going to be Kennen, because I think I've seen DG play Kennen.
I think so. So. That was one of the teams we saw. It actually put Kennen up against Gnar, and actually that was a really good job. It's really a counter. They might be helping, but it was expected that Gnar would be picked up by either team. I mean, seriously, you don't ban him out. He's probably going to be picked. He's been in every game so far.
It's just a little bit
so good.
It's just a little bit unfortunate for DG that they have to pick like 2 champions and then another 2 champions, because they reveal the Gnar early. So I'm not too sure if.
Well, they're actually going to pick the AD carry last, even though that's the lane that most does not really get counted that much. So I would have expected mid lane to be picked last here, or top lane. Was that the
mid and top were already picked. That's Cassiopeia and Xerath.
Yeah, so
it is Cassiopeia top lane.
And Orianna is something that Cromwell plays as more safe distance. I don't know.
Oh, Teemo.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Savior
seems viable. There we go.
Would be fun.
Savior lane against the Graves. We've seen that like the whole tournament.
Yeah.
It's kind of been prominent so far. Yeah. Cassiopeia, however, we've not seen her a lot, but she has been pretty good lately.
So Cassiopeia, like as I said, double AP is becoming like more prevalent throughout the meta, and Cassiopeia is one of those champions that can do really well in top lane as well because she has a lot of zoning control with her poison and miasma. Like she effectively like doubles up on those and like makes like a small figure 8 of poison. That's like really hard to get over, and like Cassiopeia is like I kind of want to call her like the AP Aurelia kind of, because once she gets onto a target, like once she gets the poison on and the slow on, then she can just keep chasing and doing damage like indefinitely. And she also kind of like rolls into that mid game to late game by herself naturally because of her passive. I mean,
I really love that new passive.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's really strong. Like it kind of takes away her need to build a def cap. So she can, like Cassiopeia is pretty much the only champion, or one of the few champions that can build pure utility mage, like Rod of Ages, Rylai's Crystal Scepter, Morella Namcon, just be very utility heavy, not build a def cap, and still do a lot of damage. Because I think the Cassiopeia.
So according to you, in before Cassiopeia support OP.
Nah.
So
I don't know. Okay, so like I guess I could see why that would work. Like you get the slow from miasma, and like if you get your ultimate right, but like I'm thinking why not just play any at that aspect.
So I'm just joking around here. We're just waiting for a few minutes to expire. The teams have locked in their choices, so this is the lower bracket finals between MSZ 0 and Divinity Gaming here at Frag-o-Matic in Belgium, in Wiese, if I pronounce that correctly.
Yeah, I think you do.
It's been a nice weekend so far, also a very heavy one. I mean, a lot of games have been played. These guys as well on the stage, they look really fresh and fruity, but they have been playing like 7 to 8 games yesterday, so don't underestimate. This is hard work for these guys.
It's also very mentally taxing, like physically taxing as well, because like it's pretty cold out here. Some of these players are not sitting in a hotel. Some of these players have been like drinking Red Bull the entire or
very
energy
dangerous.
Drinks. And it's just really taxing on their bodies. And to play like a finals at this caliber, you can kind of expect mistakes to be made. But like
it's stamina. If you want to be this top team, you actually have to go through it. But on the other side, all the teams have it so far. I guess Lone Lions White has it the easiest because they didn't have to go feed the loser bracket, so they have lesser games. But
they have like a couple of lesser games. But then the aspect comes in because Lone Lions White basically come into the finals with like 0 practice for a day. I mean, like they might play solo queue or they might have played against one of the lower bracket tier teams, but it's not like playing against one of these teams, and these teams will have already like played in. They have already played on the stage. No, but they have already played on the stage. They're comfortable there. So you know that's an aspect that matters as well. So usually in finals like these, especially at LAN events, it's usually the team that slips up the less that wins the most.
Yeah. So it's a bit like you can compare with Super Week, I guess.
Yeah.
Only there they only play like 2 or 3 matches, but in the end of the day, it's a lot. It's really taxing on mental health. And people, at some point, it's like if somebody makes a mistake, that can change the game completely. So it's a little stamina race as much as skill.
Yeah.
So 20 more seconds and actually go into the game. This is pretty hard. This is going to be a best of 3, so it's going to be 2 matches at least.
Yeah.
So what sometimes happens is that the teams go cheese down, but I don't think that's the case right here. It might actually happen in the finals. Who knows?
Nah, team comps look overall very solid. So
it's what DJ mostly plays. I mean, DJ is a team that mostly goes for objectives.
Yeah.
And it's not really the type of guy that wants to fight as much. It's like, well, most DG games only has been like 15 kills max every time, because mostly they just farm, get dragons or sneak dragons, and just take control, try to avoid big fights, do small skirmishes, and then in the end do one big fight and just take it by the book every bit of time.
I do want to make a note about DG's comp though, because last time they played the Sejuani, it didn't work out completely, and that was because Gamers Legends missed a lot of Arctic Assaults, a lot of Glacial Prisons, and I'd like to say that DG is now compensating for that one because they have like a lot of speed boosting champions in their comp. Orianna gives the speed buff. Sivir gets the speed buff. Even Nami, if she like hits everyone with that tidal wave, gives the speed buff. So that will just allow Gamers Legends to get in faster, get in better, and get his Glacial Prison off correctly.
There we go. So we're onto the Rift here. And people are slowly going to replace. We have not seen a lot of invades these days for a good reason. It's not really that good anymore. And especially DG does not like taking that risk. That's just how they work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that DG have learned their lesson from
yesterday.
And
they have Orianna. They have a ball to
yeah, they have the scouting tools as well. So honestly, if I were DG, I would not make the same mistake I did yesterday, because when Xfinitive saw everyone on the map and they kind of got collapsed on, and like they lost 4 flashes and they lost first blood as well, which is quite crucial. And I'm kind of wondering to see whether Mystic Gohan and Xfinitive are kind of going to take the Gromp, and whether Kyan and Photon are going to take the Krugs for themselves, because like I still can argue that there isn't really too much of a benefit of it on it. I mean, so the only benefit I can really imagine from it is that if you do those camps, but your opponent doesn't, your opponent will actually push you into lane, but you'll still hit level 2 at approximately the same time.
Maybe goal-wise is worth it.
Well, it's not really goal-wise, it's more so position-wise. So say, for example, blue team does their camp, red team doesn't. Red team arrives in lane, and they will start to push the minion wave earlier than blue team. That means that blue team will be pushed up further, which means they are more susceptible to ganks at that point, because the wave, they will have pushed the wave, whereas blue team will have just come back from doing their camp. But of course,
even if it only gives the smallest advantage, it's a free thing to take. It doesn't take any problems for rounds, so why not, right?
Well, the issue is that you might screw your jungler over, because a lot of junglers are actually really reliant on the poison from Gromp or the stun from Krugs. Now, we have seen some junglers like trending away from that and going back to like the buff camp start, but that's mostly in very coordinated team play, where you know that you can secure your buff relatively well and then go back without too many consequences. Because you can expect all these laners to hold their own at that point.
So that seems everything is just going back to normal. People going back to the lanes here. No weird lane switches. Everything is normal. Photon and Kane here against Mr. Gohan, and Infinitive on the bot lane. We're going to try to make some things go on. We're not really seeing SCP that much on the top lanes. It's going to be interesting against T-Rock on his Gnar. They both have teleport, so we could see some flashy plays around the dragon area. Again, some little minor pause here, probably some extra lag issues. It is a LAN after all, so stuff sometimes does go down. We had it before, so hopefully not another PC has fallen off. And we can continue in a few. So item-wise, I don't really see that much weirdness either. I do see Gnar, however, starting with a longsword. It's pretty aggressive.
It's a very popular 1v1 tactic. Basically, Tyrock is expecting, is expecting to straight up win the 1v1 matchup. You go longsword if you, longsword is like the new red pod 5 health potion start that used to be in the game if you want to be really aggressive. So now you get the longsword because it means you can transition into your brutalizer or into your vampiric scepter like so much sooner. But
he's probably gonna go for that hex drinker again.
Yeah, or so like hex drinker possible as well, because it does build into that one. I'm not too sure whether he would go like, if he goes like longsword first item just to get to the hex drinker faster, like
it's a double AP comp, so you never know when it's gonna be useful. So
like I think he just picked that one because it gives the most damage for the least amount of gold that he can buy.
It's a win-win situation pretty much for both sides, and it also has some farm.
Yeah, the only thing that he is really lacking is the health, is in the health department, because Doran's Blade does give you a fair amount of health as well, and it does give you like the on hit effect, which Gnar mostly will regain from auto attacking, and Mega Gnar first, that's definitely beneficial. But we're gonna have to wait and see how that one turns out. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Photon and Kane did hit level 2 before the Xfinitive, taking quite the punishment there, but the wave is not really frozen. The Photon and Kane are pushing with their minion waves, and Ricochet is going to push it a little bit back, so Gohan and Xfinitive now slowly reaching that level 2 as well, so all is good.
Yeah, just a few trades here and there on each other. It's to be expected. I mean, in general, in our matches, most of the times, Graves seems to be a bit more dominant in the late early game against the Sivir.
Yeah.
But it really depends. It can turn around any moment if a bubble hits, for example.
Yeah.
So
Grace is one of those champions that his passive really speaks for how his character is, like true grit. He wants to get in on that. He wants to be in the middle of the fight, especially if your lane opponents are like a relatively equal health level and power level than you, because you're going to win that one based off your passive alone.
Yeah, so that's why his traits are mostly really strong here. But yeah, that's just like, without a bubble, there's nothing they can really do about it. They're just going to farm up and see if they can get an opportunity later on in the game. The around the junglers both went back, bought their item, both the same one as well.
Yeah.
Going for, have you looked at Trailblazer?
Yes, you are correct. Ranger Trailblazer.
Yeah, I'm learning. It's good. So they both took it up. There's some AoE stun here on the minions in the jungle, going a bit quicker with that. It means Divinity is not the quickest jungler, however, Vi is pretty quick. But she has assault on the battery, so
yeah.
Don't really need that chill.
Well,
it's handy though if you want to jump in.
I think Godbrother just wants to farm up relatively fast. I think he's kind of mirroring Gamers Legends here, because if you take a look at it, Mystic Gohan has the spell kill, Xfinity has like the tidal wave. Gaimel has to speed up for himself, so realistically, the only way that Godbrother is going to get a successful gank on is if he hits level 6 as fast as possible. How is he going to do that? By farming the jungle,
which is possible. Yeah, makes sense.
You can, like, I think you can still swap out the jungle items relatively if you don't have.
If you want to, it's possible. Yeah. And also, of course, Vi being pretty good against Safer, even if you spell shoot, you can still assault better right in. It seems just to go and wants to make a move here. Bubble miss, however, so Butter just jumps in and buckshot, doing lots of damage. But then just saves today, heals up, and they go back.
Yeah, that's basically, as mentioned earlier, Grace wanting to get up in your face and do the damage. I think pretty much all of his skills have very, very high AD scaling as well. Buckshot.
He's like this ultimate caster AD.
Yeah, Buckshot can actually hit for multiple times if you like angle it correctly. Like if someone is standing like in the middle of the cone of the Buckshot, they will actually get hit multiple times. Of course, damage reduction still counts, of course. But still, it's 40% for each additional bullet. So like you get like at the maximum 180% damage off of your Buckshot of the base. And Buckshot now does like what, 100 damage exactly.
It does a lot of damage.
So like firing it straight at Severe, who's like sitting at 700 health right now, dropping 200 health just by using a Buckshot, right? That's quite a bit.
And it seems like both junglers are also going to the bot lane here, actually mirroring each other perfectly, going from top to bottom.
Yeah.
See if they can actually make something happen, maybe, if we're lucky. And also, to say is that both supports have heals, which makes the lane pretty aggressive. Because they can heal up again, like they have these short bursts of fights, and afterwards they just go back, heal, lick their wounds, and go back in again.
Yeah, Sona is a little bit better than Nami though, because of the way that her character is designed, because her area of perseverance will heal and grant a shield as well, and her hymn of valor will give like that first auto attack a little bit extra oomph. So in those very short trades, Grace will actually do better because of Sona sticking around. Once you hit like the 3 auto attack mark, then Sivir will do better because of Nami's Tricolor's Blessing. So that will give bonus magic damage on each auto attack. But if the trait extends further than that, like if you reach like the 4th, the 5th, the 6th auto attack, then Graves starts picking back up again because of his true grid passive.
It's all about the bubble, man. It's all about the bubble. So now it's all the tables are indeed turned. Mr. Gohan actually punishing here. Photon does not really have a lot of mana, so really waiting for that spell shield to take up some mana. But is it going to be a time? There it is. Yeah, there we go. So there's some mana incoming here. Junglers both went back, either back or back into their own jungle, not really going to gank. So we still have not seen a lot of jungle aggression, which is typical DG. But on the other hand, it's not really how Godbrother plays. But if he said he wants to level up to 6 quickly, this is the way to go. And seems he's already level 5, so we might actually see some ganks soon once he turns 6.
Yeah, it looks like Godbrother is going for a little bit of a more aggressive build as he is trending towards that longsword. Gamers Legends just wants to gank as much as possible.
Is he actually going for? Oh no, he's just gonna ward. I was about to say, like last time as Nunu, he just did the jungle like drain alone. Like no way Sejuani can do that.
Sejuani doesn't really have the ability to take dragons by herself at any point in a game unless she's like realistically really fed. Her W does not cap against minions and monsters if I'm not mistaken. So she will do 9% damage. 9% damage equal like bonus damage. That is 9% of her maximum health. So it is still a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but
it's not a consume.
No, it's not a consume. Like compared to consume, Sejuani's damage is like very even out across her entire spectrum. So she will not do a lot of burst, but instead she'll like do a very miniature burst with like maybe her permafrost and maybe her glacial prism. But other than that, it's fairly even out across the board.
So in the top lane, we see actually that Sebs is doing a really good job here against Tyrock. Seems that Cassiopeia is also a pretty good pick here against Gnar. Actually, in general, the AP pick seems to be faring a lot better than the AD picks against Gnar, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we've seen Vladimir doing relatively well against Gnar. Unfortunately, it was not played to its fullest potential, but usually those AP champions do like a little bit better versus Gnar, mostly because
we've seen Cannon doing pretty well. Now see Cassiopeia doing well. I think Lissandra does pretty well as well.
It's mostly because they are ranged and they have like they can farm from an extended range from their auto attack range. So like Lissandra, for example, like she can do like a neat little trick with her Q where it spreads out and she can like hit the backline really effectively. Easily, like Zyra, like I'm just gonna throw some names like Zyra, for example, can use her plants. Heimerdinger, we've seen him top lane, can use his turrets, and like it's actually really easy to punish Gnar with those. But Gnar just like struggles to get an advantage against champions that he cannot effectively bully.
Yeah, so I guess Cassiopeia is pretty hard bully, so if you go to the lane, if you jump on her, she's just going to attack back, right?
Yeah.
So Bubble does here on Kame, there's not going to be any follow-up. It seems like Godbrother has actually turned level 6, so he's now doing some jungle. Maybe you want to see if you can actually get some gank in there, because as long as that ultimate is up, it's gank time. Right? Is what you said yesterday, I believe.
It's gank o'clock.
Gank o'clock, here we go.
Gank o'clock, what I like to say.
This is why you have to say it. There we go.
So I want to talk quickly about Cassiopeia because we mentioned her passive before. Like if
she's also in the top lane, so Mega Gnar being used for Tyrock. Might have to interrupt you here. Seb's actually going to be ganked here.
Gamer's Legend.
Yeah, nice gaze there, but will be enough. That's the question. Dispatch away. Wanted to get a kill back, but it might have been too greedy here. On the bot lane, however, Frindim just gets locked down as well. Here's the Godbrother with his gank. Saw the berry now being used on going under a turret. Lateral damage, not enough. Throw the hump being used to run away as quickly as possible. Godbrother low, but it's a 1-for-1. But the first blood was going to go to the top lane here on Tyrock.
So Tyrock did get first blood. He's going to get a little bit more out of that one.
Let's get greedy here in the top lane, trying to get games like just with him to die. He might have gotten away otherwise, but hey, first blood is worth dying for, right?
Yeah, Tyrock also is has a little bit of an advantage here because Seb's used the teleport earlier on, so he has to walk back to lane. So he's going to lose all those minions to the tower. His tower's going to be dropped to half, and as I mentioned earlier, Seb's now going for that utility type of mage. Got himself a tier for the mana regen, and is now going for a Rylai's Crystal Scepter as a first completed item. So I want to talk really quickly.
Okay, you can kite Gnar with that, which is really good.
Yeah. So I want to talk really quickly about the Cassiopeia passive. So at like her max amount of stacks, which is like 500, she gets 30% increased ability power. Now that's the same as a Rabadon's Death Cap passive. And as far as gold wise goes, like I think that passive is one of the most gold efficient passives there is, because for every 100 ability power you have, you gain 653 gold worth of ability power back from your passive. So like every 100 AP you get like 30 ability power, which equates to about 650 gold.
Oh, they're gonna try it again here as Games Like is going again to the top lane.
Yeah,
go after Sep. Gonna be knocked. There's the Mega Gnar to back it up. There's not much Sep can actually do to actually knock them down. They're too tanky for it, and it will go down. So that's the second death hit. Really, because Cassiopeia is going to be so strong late game, they really want to shut her down as early as possible.
Yeah, that's like one of the ways to shut Cassiopeia down is to not allow her to get to 500 stacks, because 500 stacks like equals death cap, basically.
Yeah, and that's, like that hurts.
Like okay, so there are 2 points.
Oh, Bubble almost hitting here in Kane.
So there are 2 points in the game where Cassiopeia is really weak, and that's pre 100 stacks, and at about 200, like between 200 and 400 stacks if she can't get going. Because at 100 stacks, she gets like the 5% ability power increase, which is like meh, but her Twin Fang starts to heal.
Oh, they're going for Kane here. Bubble hits, 2 teleports being used here. Tyrock puts in. Okay, you're very, very low here. We'll go down here to Mr. Gohan, but here's Seb to put a really beautiful gaze here, locking down. Here's the kill he needs. Here's the Salt and Battery on Tyrock. He will not get away. Not even a Hex Drinker will save you. So now as that was a 2-for-1. 3-3 in the standings, and the difference is only 500 gold, but they want to go. Tower dive, Mr. Gohan. Spell should be used though. Zeref Ultimate. One more shot will hit.
Got him.
Mr. Gohan will go down. So that's a 3-1 here. So in the favor of MSZ.
So 3-for-1, but also they are getting a dragon out of this one. So top lane tower has fallen, but that's okay. Sebs did expend his teleport, but he gained so much by using that teleport that losing the one tower isn't really a bad thing.
I mean, that's a dragon as well. That's the big advantage. Now they're actually equal in gold again. Well, they were like 500 to 800 apart before. And there goes the Frag-o as well for a few seconds ago. Amazing.
Amazing. So Cassiopeia now finished up that Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Also, very interesting to say, that 30% ability power, that also stacks with the 12% you get from the dragon, like if you got the 5 dragon above.
That's
so
really good.
I think Cassiopeia can get to 1,000 ability power without the use of Death Cap. But Death Cap also stacks with her, so like Cassiopeia can get to like insane AP values. Like I haven't really tested it
I do
out.
believe there's like a maximum for to get less AP, right? For things.
Sorry?
I thought it was isn't there like an AP cap as well?
No, there's actually not an AP cap. So
I mean like a percentage if you get more you get less or something, I don't know.
No, that's with magic resistant armor. So the way that magic resistant armor works is that at lower values you get more. Oh, never mind, bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom lane's getting, Photon's getting bubble and exhausted. We'll have to use everything to get away here. But a Glacial Crystal will capture and Mr. Gohan picks the kill. Now Kane is in a lot of trouble. He just will be towered after. There's nothing he can really do about it. Will be picked up. So that's a double kill here from Mr. Gohan. Really nice pickup.
So Gamers Legends came in at like charging in at the right exact time. Arctic assaulted in. Didn't get the assist on to the Glacial Prison though, but Kane
going down.
Gamers Legends going down.
They will run into the bot. The tidal wave not hitting. Ivers actually had to flash away there to be safe. There's not much MSZ could really do about it. DG, good game there. They're actually back in the lead, back into the driver's lead seat, trying to make it happen.
Yeah, so taking a quick look at the gold. Infinity Edge for Graves, Infinity Edge for Mystic Gohan. They're both sitting at about 5.1k. As far as junglers goes, Gamers Legends is actually 400 up on his lane opponent. That has mostly to do with the dragon, and that Gamers Legends has been a little bit more involved with the kills, but Gamers Legends might go down
might be picked up here. Here are the barrages here from Yves.
Oh, Miss Crescendo.
Just flashes away. Wow. Buckle Brothers, no, he's not going to give the Crumbles here to save the day, so he's going to be protecting him.
So unfortunately, Kane missed his crescendo, but Ivers now in a lot of
Tyrock is here, going from the top lane here. It's mid to go for Ivers. Ivers, however, uses his heal.
So Ivers barely got it out of that one. Like the safest way to get to your tower is like go behind the Razor Beaks, but sometimes you just want to go past the river. But Tyrock punishing Ivers pretty hard about that, and he might get rewarded with a tower from that one if he keeps going like that. Seb's now forced to recall. Ivers forced to recall. Wave will take a small time to get there, so they're probably not going to get the tower on this push, not even with Gamers Legends coming in. So about your point earlier said about armor and magic resist, because I actually wanted to finish that because it's actually interesting for the people who don't know. So the less amount of armor and magic resist you have, the more benefit you get out of it from buying it. But the more armor you get, the less bonus you get out of that one. So like at one point, like if you have 200 armor and you buy another 100 armor, you only gain like another 10% of damage reduction against physical damage, for example. So the more you get, the less effective it is, basically.
There we go. You'll learn more here by watching this stream. Probably more coming up here soon as well, as more trivia questions will arise. There we go. So everything seems to be maybe going a little bit back to normal. Tyrock went back to, is actually going to mid now from top. I mean, everyone's going back, buying some cool stuff. And just keep on farming again. I mean, there's not much to say about Gang. Mr. Gohan is on 3-1-0 here after 70 minutes of the game. Not doing really bad against this Graves, though.
No.
Item-wise, they're kind of on the same level. Does not say much, but Games Legends is going to the bot lane. He has been seen, though, by that ward, so probably not going to be able to do too much unless he is able to hide and get off the radar.
So I'm actually
Godbrother is there as well.
I'm actually quite surprised with the pacing of this game because only one tower has been taken, and I'm kind of expecting that once the second dragon will come, there's going to be a huge fight, and the winner of that fight will take at least 1 or 2 towers from that one. Tyrock getting chunked a lot.
Oh yeah, he's going to jump back. He's not going to take that from a snake.
He's not going to take this.
I mean, he is Mega Gnar. Now he's a cute little thing, but Mega Gnar does not take well from snakes. That's just how it is. So Dragon's going to spawn in 1 minute 15 seconds. This is going to be a big thing. I mean, DG wants to have a dragon as well. They're known for their dragons, so they're not going to give this up without a fight.
Yeah, and more importantly, getting this dragon means...
Oh, they're going to try to get Photon here. To actually secure a free Drake here. Teleport does go down here on the turret, so that means that Seps does not have his teleport available while T-Rock does. So now it means Seps actually has to stay around the dragon area, cannot go anywhere else.
So Gamers Legends actually wanted to Glacial Prison there. The problem is that he knew that the cavalry was coming, and diving a turret at this point while Dragon will be up in 30 seconds
it's a big risk.
It's too risky.
T-Rock does take him a tower in return, so that's a good trade, I would say. But Mega Gnar has been used, so it will not be available for the Dragon either. So he's going to go back to top, has teleport available, so Seps has to stay down. It seems that DG is already going back. They have 20 seconds to actually rush back to Dragon.
Yeah.
But it seems that on the other hand, MSZ is also going back slowly, so it's not the biggest.
It's really hard for either team right now to take a dragon because look at the ward coverage on the bottom side.
They're everywhere.
Arguably, DG's ward coverage is a lot better, yes, but the problem is the bottom lane tower for MSZ 0 is still up. So they naturally do want to defend that one, which means they will be around Dragon area. Of course, Dragon, will be warded by MSZ 0, like with the one trinket ward, but that's fine. At least you know your opponent is going to do it. So no team is going to like make a commitment.
Actually going for Glacial Prison here, being used as a Godbrother and Photon. He will be punished, so it might have been a bit too early. But King is still around here, still has his ultimate available, will be used. Extending a lot, and now Godbrother jumps in, going after, of course, Gohan. That's the only best start you can get, but he's still prepped. He's squishy, so will go down. Now, all that nice shockwave, though. T-Rock slowly getting butchered down. Seps in the middle of everybody. Will be bubbled up, has to actually shoot everything he has, but that seems to be a really good fight here for Divinity Gaming, as it's 3-for-1 so far, but everybody's solo. They can't really do Dragon, can they?
Yes, they can. Gamers Legends more than
It's dangerous, though. I mean, Yves is still full health on the other side of the Dragon Pit. He might be trying to steal it. He does not have his barrage available, though.
Smite is up, though. So Gamers Legends, known for his smite, should be able to get this without
He's going to give it a shot, and no, it will go down here for DG. So it's 1-to-1 Dragons. Actually, this Gohan is not going to quit it. Yves does have blue buff, though. I'm not really sure why he doesn't really turn it up, but that's a spell shield. So Mr. Gohan will try to pick this up, and will pick it up.
Okay. So how that entire fight started out. Great lock up there by Gamers Legends. Gamers Legends just basically stood in the middle of it all. A tidal wave to push everyone back. Karen had to force crescendo, missed almost everything, and everyone of MSZ was kind of split up. Godbrother went into 5 people, and everyone just focused on him, and he died. Kaimal hit 2 people with his shockwave. T-Rock in his Mega Gnar form stood in a Tri-Brush, where Sona's standing right now, and blocked the entire path for everyone. Like, Yves got a kill here and there, but Gamers Legends was still so healthy that they were able to take the dragon, and then Yves was like a little bit too cocky, staying around in the area, got himself killed as well.
Yeah, it was just a lot of weird... some people went in too early, some people went in too late, a lot of ultis being missed out here. Some potential, but in the end, DG getting 1 ahead, took his dragon. They really wanted 3k ahead now. It's 1 minute in 5-9, with only 2 turrets being taken so far.
Yeah.
And it seems that DG are slowly getting into the driver's seat and steering it down into victory.
Yeah, 4k is still not the biggest amount though, and
still everything can happen.
You still have to argue about late game here, because late game I do favor MSZ 0's comp, just because they have the slightly better sieging and de-sieging potential.
The only thing they really miss out is that little tankiness in there, so it's really Godbrother that has to go into tank mode here. If he doesn't, they might be in a little bit of trouble. Because Sejuani's going to be pretty tanky, so T-Rock. Oh, T-Rock being knocked in here. They're just going to go on top of him. Mega Gnar will probably not save him, but Games Legends here as well to actually make a big difference.
Work here.
That's a lot of damage coming here for Sejuani. Seb's going to roll. Here is the cavalry, but it will be a double kill for the Godbro.
So T-Rock unfortunately caught out. Doesn't do too much damage as he only has defensive vibes. He was unfortunate that he actually was in Mega Gnar form, because Mega Gnar form is not as damaging as Mini Gnar, because you do get the reliable damage from his hyper passive. Mega Gnar just is more like a semi-CC big tanky guy. And Cassiopeia doesn't really care about that. If she can get those E's off on him, then she will heal up back to full. And that heal, was just too good. Sejuani couldn't kill her. Godbrother was there as well, couldn't kill him as well. Xerath to aid that too, and that happened.
Yeah, that happened, and it might have been a mistake from Divinity Gaming. It actually gave them the goal they really want to. Now things are slowly going back to equal. They're two big tanky guys, but the damage, it's very hard to go against a Vi and a Cassiopeia.
I can't really blame Tyrock though, because Gnar is a really weird champion to play as, because you don't dictate the pace. Of how you play Gnar. It's rather the other way around. Gnar dictates the pace at which you play at because of his rage mechanic. Because you can't really control it. I mean, I guess you
can control to a certain extent when you turn into Mega Gnar.
You can manage it to a degree, but usually Gnar will dictate the pace at which you are playing your game. And you have to find a way to make that synergize with your team. Like I remember, I think it was an LCS game I'm not sure if it was an LCS game, but it was a pretty big tournament game where they just won the game off of not fighting when Gnar had his Mega form up, because Mega Gnar was pretty much their only form of engage. So that's a way you can play around Gnar, and I have to commend Mindset Zero for realizing that and actually going on to Tyrock when he was like about to transform inevitably.
Gnar is one of his champions. He can, to some extent, control his rage.
Yeah.
But once he goes berserk, he goes berserk. You saw him a few times recalling as well, tuning into Mega Gnar, just how it works.
Yeah.
He's just one that kind of guy. That's how they designed him. They actually even said, if Gnar ever gets picked up competitively, we might have done something wrong.
Well, there you have it.
So he was supposed to be a niche pick, but now he's actually a really dominant pick. So actually, but I think it's more the level of the players that actually are able to play around the Mega Gnar problem, instability, than actually the champion itself, which is really cool.
Well, the Mega Gnar problem, it will always be a problem. Like there's just no cutting corners with that one. But one of the reasons why Gnar is picked so much is he is a tank with an escape that does percentage damage and gets periodic health buffs. Like what's not to like about
that's how they work. Like they design a champion like it's OP in itself, but because it's unstable, it kind of balances out. That's how they designed him. So if you capture him outside his Mega Gnar form, you can kill him. He's weaker than any other champion, but in Mega Gnar he's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, all of his forms are good to use. So there's like good and bad points about both things. Like I can hear like the winds from Sejuani blowing through our headphones.
Yeah. So we have a small bug split here, so we'll see a little disconnect. He'll be back. He's gonna reconnect. Somebody had some sound issues. That's stuff that happens. Yeah. We should be back soon. Yeah, so far so good. Actually very even battle. I mean, we know DG actually excels more at after laning phase, so we're probably going to see more objective control here. Yeah. But so far, we also know that Mindset Zero has players that are mechanically very, very strong. So the small skirmishes, they have to be careful.
They're a lot more proficient, but I do like DG's team fighting though, from what I've seen in that one, because the mindset from Divinity Gaming was really good, like using the Gnar as like a roadblock to prevent everyone from going any further. I really like that balance. So we are back into game, so you can take the cameras off our faces there, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to see us being sleepless and
Oh, don't worry, it's just a delay. There we go. So we're back in the game. DG is actually grouping up here. They're pinging about some wards. If you can see it, all the wards on the mini-map, that's a lot of wards. Yeah. I mean, if there was solo queue, I would cry. It's so beautiful.
So, interestingly enough, Tyrock and Gamers Legends upgraded their totems to the greater stealth totem. So they are effectively warding for 4 people now, because you get two wards now.
Yeah, it's a new change, it's a new patch, so that's really, really cool change. You get 2 wards.
I also really like it because so with the changes, so say for example, in the previous meta, or like quote-unquote meta, if you were winning, you would see nothing but red trinkets on a team. Yeah. And now that Stealth Totem actually grants 2 charges, your team can get a good balance out of everything. Like as you can see, like there's two yellow totems, like two sweepers, and one scrying orb on Divinity Gaming. I really like that.
I really love that scrying orb is actually starting to become a viable thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not seen it for a long time after they introduced it, and now they actually gave it a ward as well, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's actually even better now.
Yeah,
but it can be countered better now as well. So
yeah, it's a ward with 1 hit point, so it's still really easy to take down if you drop it in enemy territory and like.
But it's like a global ward you can put somewhere with 1 HP, which is pretty good.
Well, it's not really global. I guess it
has like some range. That's true.
It's semi-global, I guess. But the problem is that the ward it drops has 1 hit point. So you need to be careful where you drop it, because your opponent can't see where you're using that scrying orb. And if you have the upgrading scrying orb, you're going to drop that 1 health ward. And if someone is in the area, they can just walk up to that and deny you that vision.
Yep. Let's see what's going to do. Godbrother also removes some wards. So far, people have just been cleaning up wards. Not really going for anything specific. There's not really any lanes left to go. So they're just waiting for an opportunity to either go for objective like Dragon, which is going to be spawned in 25 seconds, or if some enemy team makes a mistake, to go on it. So it seems everybody's going to slowly go back around the Dragon area. There's teleports for both sides available, though, if they want to still push, but it seems they don't really want to.
So MSZ 0 are probably going to be funneled towards the mid lane, because the mid lane, like the tier 1 mid lane tower is still standing for Divinity Gaming. Divinity Gaming is like corralling towards Dragon, and that's like their priority pick. So the way DG win this game is to not get Cassiopeia to 5 dragons. That's how they win this game.
They just want to have as many dragons, but that's how they work. I mean, they just pick it up, no contesting at all. I'm not even sure they were thinking about it. Here is Philip the Hunt. They want to go for it in here. They're trying to go after Seps here. Seps doing his case. Will be exhausted. Might have done it earlier. They'll pick him up. While Tyra keep everybody at bay on the top side. Now the rest of team's down. So 4 versus 5. Drama jumps in. Shockwave only hitting only Ivers here. Game's actually taking most of the damage. Will survive so far. Now Tyra takes the charge in after Kane decided to go after him. And letting.
And guess where we are right now? We are at Baron.
Letting him go. I'm not sure if they're actually going to do it. Might. But since Gopper is still alive, they might try to do it. Oh, Gopper's going to jump over. Baron jumps back. Yeah, they actually want to go for Baron here. Nice fight.
So how that all
4 for 0 as well.
So how that all started. MSZ 0 tried to take tower. Sivir ultimate top. Tyrock was just about to transport. First, they split up the Cassiopeia. The Gamer's Legend was focused on that one.
Oh, he's Godbrother. No steal. No steal. Sorry, man, to interrupt you. He tried to steal, but actually to go on, takes him off.
To go back to that fight, Sebs actually tried to flash to get to Sivir, but Sivir spell shielded perfectly. After Sebs missed his ultimate, and his ultimate was spell shield, he got dropped, and then it was just a 4v5 corral cleanup. Ivers was caught up by the shockwave, then Photon tried some stuff, but didn't work out as well, and now DG gets rewarded with an I think a delayed ace, if I'm not mistaken, and a Baron.
Yeah, that was a delayed ace, and they got like that. That Dragon plus team fight plus Baron gave them a 6k advantage.
Yeah.
It went from almost equal, I think they were a little bit ahead, to 6k difference in a positive sense. So that was a really good fight here. Kane being out of position here. Not much I can do. I mean, Taric is running after him. Even the small little cute little Gnar will take down Sona. And she's down.
Tyrock actually,
not going good here.
Mini Gnar, really annoying, because once you hit that boomerang, you basically guarantee sticking onto your target, because your boomerang actually slows. So
they're going from behind him. Ivers is out of position here. Shockwave does the rest. Gopper will go down as well. And it just seems to be cleaning up everything here. Even Mystic going on the bot lane, taking out Photon all alone. So one end of 4 for 0. DG taking the driver's seat here, and it seems that MSZ is starting to play sloppier. The longer the game goes, the more they lose. Getting caught out everywhere on the map.
This is just kind of solo queue mentality, where you try to defend. GG well played come out. MSZ 0 surrendering.
Wow,
Divinity
actually
Gaming,
surrendering the first game.
Up.
So 1-0, we're going to play another game between these two. So I guess they just want to surrender to go do it again. They could have put up another fight, another 10-15 minutes, but they say themselves, well, we better focus on another game, because it is a stamina race after all.
It's a stamina race, and once that team fight happened that led DG to Baron, it kind of went all down here from there. Like morale sunk faster than Nautilus in the sea, basically.
Yeah, very much. It just went down really quick. Like after laning, this is exactly where DG is known for. I mean, their laning is not the strongest. Their mechanics are okay, but are not like the highest solo queue level. But what they do is their objective play is just so good. Their team play is really good in team fights.
Yeah, I do want to commend Gohan though. Like,
oh yes,
he has great mechanics on that Sivir. That spell shield, like I haven't seen him
play that well yet. On Sivir at least.
Well, I have seen him miss it every now and then, but he's been landing those spell shield when it counts. Like that last fight, he spell shielded the flash ult from Cassiopeia when Cassiopeia was forced to get away from Gamers Legends, and that basically won them the team fight straight up.
I mean, the last match we've seen him play Sivir, he was mostly like 0-1 something.
Yeah,
and now he has actually been dominating really hard for
now
his
he's like sitting at 8-1 and 4.
Yeah, against the Graves, that's pretty impressive.
Huge credit to Gamers Legends as well, though. Like that guy has been all around the map.
Well, like I say, he's like the guy that does all the shot calling together with.
Yeah.
One of the other ones they do together, but mostly Gamers Legends do the shot calling here. He's like the supportive jungler going around saying like, we can do this, we can do this, we can pick a dragon now, let's do it. So that's really cool.
And I actually like seeing the comeback of supportive junglers coming into this one. They've kind of like faded away, and like Jarvan and Lee Sin became more popular, and Pantheon.
I mean,
like
the
really damaging type junglers, but like this just shows if you play a utility jungler really well, how much it opens up your team's playstyle. Because like if you have that reliable tank that can just do a lot, like that Sejuani, it opens up so much. Like your team can move around a bit more. They can like hit their targets a little bit better. It's just so liberating to have that.
So really well played here. We're going to see if we can actually set up the second game. Might take some 10 to 15 minutes for a small break for the players to actually run around to the toilet and back. So don't go away. Just do the same thing. Get a snap, get a toilet break, and we'll be back for the second game.